Well, hey y'all, what's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? I hope y'all are doing good. Miss Blue, just to let you know, before I pull you into the show, your camera's on, so I don't know if you want that on or off. So I'll give you the option. Yep, that's cool. So thanks for everybody jumping in here, joining me. I've got just a slam pack show of I don't know what we're gonna talk about. So let's see. Shrinking Sharon, what's up, my dear? Michael, hey, thanks for jumping in here. Slappy. Eddie, thanks for joining us. Aubin, thanks for joining here. Ed B, JJ Cord Cutter, you guys, thanks for jumping in here and saying hi, watching my show, and we'll see what we talk about. My dog says, "Dad, you're being too loud. I gotta get away from you." So, hey, you guys saw my new intro because YouTube said that my other one that I've been using for a year and a half, 2 years, is now copyrighted, and I shouldn't be using it. So I found another free one and put that in there. It's not exactly perfect. It's close enough for right now. So hope everybody is doing good. I hope everybody is good. Let's see. So I've got a couple things. I've got Chrome open this time so that I'm able to open up tabs and share those tabs. I will say that I am going to post the link to this show if you would like to join the show. You feel more than welcome, and I will post that over here in the chat, and I will also post it in the Telegram chat, so people are more than welcome to join from there to see, what we got going on. And hold on, my group. So I'm gonna post that in here. So people, if you're in my Telegram group or you're watching from here, you're able to join in on this live chat and talk with us and talk with me and share some information. I did see something really cool today, and it was Terror. I saw Terror has some themes and some skins for Plex. I have yet to check that out, but I am quite curious on how that is going to look. So hopefully he'll come on a show at some point soon and show us some of these skins and these themes that he has set up for Plex. I think that'd be a neat idea. I'd like to check it out. So neat thing to look at. So what else? We got Totally Techno Timmy. What's up, Tim? Thanks for joining the show on the side. So let's see. We're almost at 5 minutes. I'll start some of the subject matter that is Cody or streaming or whatever you want to call it. We'll talk about that stuff soon enough. So let's see. I hope everyone's doing well with the virus lockdown and you're not being able to get outside. And if you're an essential worker, thank you for all that you do. I think that we forget that there is a lot of people working. I mean, whenever you go to get even fast food, there's people working every single day. And I'm thankful to all those people that jump in there and with it. Steve Franklin, where's Blue? She is doing something on the side right now, so she's not in here. She's on. Can I put you in the show? Okay. Well, you were busy folding clothes or something. I didn't want to invite you in, and you're like, "Damn it, Todd! I didn't want to be on camera. I was doing my laundry or whatever you were doing." You muted, so we can't hear. So we can. Yeah, Tara, if you want to jump in, I posted the link in here. Anybody would like to join the chat? You're more than welcome. Let's see what we talk about. BS for a little while. Hey, what'd you guys think about? I've changed my background. Did you see, Blue? Did you see what that is? It's the picture that I have up here that I paid for it. I paid for it. I paid the artist for that. Hey, Tara.
What's up?
Hey, bud. Crispy, thanks for joining the show on the side. TJ Themes, he's on the side. Patty, Red, Lobo, Trooper, thanks for jumping in always. Always in the, always watching all the live stream. Troopers on it. So, yeah, Blue, I kept waiting for you to give me a sign that you're ready to come on the show. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Hey, Lou, welcome to the show. All right. So we're at 5 minutes. We can go ahead and start rattling on about the stuff that's going on. So tell us, Tara, if I could talk. Tara, tell us about the Plex themes that I saw you on the other show and you were discussing.
Yeah, so I was I discovered the new Plex Cody Connect add-on. And I've been playing around with it, and I thought, I might be able to do legal public builds again with this thing. So I threw up a few builds last night just as kind of proof of concept, and I've had probably half a dozen people try them now, and they seem to be working. So I guess I can officially say I've got a public wizard again.
Well, yeah, especially, I mean, all you're doing is creating the skins.
It's just the skin and an add-on, so there's absolutely zero content. Even if you bypass the Plex authorization and get into Cody, like if you bypass that part of it, there's nothing in there but the tracked add-on and the PKC add-on. Obviously I've installed it, linked it to mine, set up all the widgets and stuff, and then I removed all my stuff, right? So when you load it on, it loads on your stuff, but everything's pre-configured, right?
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I was sitting there talking to Ken and them all the way up until it was 20 minutes before my show, so I had to go grab a shower and walk my dog real quick and get back in here before the show, because I was talking to Ken and Technology King. I was talking to them and just BSing, and I was like, "Oh, it's getting late." But
you were talking to them since the show ended?
Yeah.
Holy cow!
Well, they were asking me questions about stuff, and you guys know me. If people are going to ask me questions, I don't have a lack of replies or a lack of conversation.
No, that's all good, man. I'm sure they were soaking up the knowledge over there.
Yeah, it's so yeah, it was all good. It was good to talk to him, and sometimes Technology King, he's a little bit newer to the stuff, so it's neat to hear somebody that they're newer to it. Right. You know how you remember back when you were hungry and excited. Yeah. You remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. When you figured the Cody settings would be the be all end all of whether or not your streaming experience was going to buffer or not. Yeah. And now these days, man, I get ticked off if I have to go in and change a setting somewhere.
Yeah, it's like this shit should just work. So hey, I see. Look at is to it is over here in the side. Hey, China, over there hiding in the side. So yeah, we got room. Anybody wants to join, they're more than welcome to join. I posted this link in a few places, so if you're feeling brave, you can talk about that. So, yeah, maybe whenever you get your things set up.
I got them all set up. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't do like a complete install process or anything.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Whenever I'm live streaming, when I go to install from Zip or if I go to install from Repo, sometimes when I'm doing it live, I got to do it like 10 or 20 times before the damn thing will install.
Really?
So, but I do have preloaded ones so you can see what they look like when they're done.
Yeah.
I just can't show you the install process or it might hang up, but yeah, I'll pop one up here.
Okay. That'd be cool. I'm curious because like I said, I wasn't able to do it. Hey, Diana, how you doing? Dix jumped in the chat over on the side. Redneck.
So this is this is the Terror Light Plex build. So this is obviously my Plex. But so it comes up featured. We'll give you on deck, which is basically all your episodes, unwatched episodes in your library in the order that they came out. So you know, if you're binge watching or if you got crossover events, it'll catch it. And then below that is the unwatched movies out of your library. So right now I've only got 3 movies that are unwatched. And then in movies, so all these work, like, you know, recently added is here. It's also a widget because that's the one I use the most. I like to see that one. Whenever anything new gets added to my Plex, it comes over here on the right and pushes everything down. And then I just got, I think, random movies on the one under that. But, you know, you click into it and all the menus, you know, they all work like with your library. They come like this is no settings. This is just loaded on and this is what it does. So
yeah. And you have to have a Plex. You have to have Plex and you're linking into your Plex account. Not other people can't link into your Plex account. They've got to link into their own.
That's right. So when you install, so you'll install the wizard, and then when you go to install the build, the first thing it's going to do after install is pop up with the Plex login.
Yep.
So you'll have to do that authorization. So that's going to, whatever you have access to in your Plex, that's what you're giving it access to at that point, right? And then once it does that, I believe you have to select because you can have multiple servers. So like,
I was just thinking that. I was thinking because some of us have access to multiple servers.
So unfortunately, I only have my own Plex. So I need some testers out there to test this stuff out because I don't know how it looks when you have somebody else's. I don't know if you can add multiple people in here or if you have to pick one at a time. I'm not sure. But you pick your server, and then inside that, you can even pick which folders from the server if there's multiple folders.
Okay.
And then once you've done picking all that, it loads it all into the Cody library, and away you go. It looks like this.
Nice. So it's this is basically your Plex interface.
Yeah, and so here I'll show you. Here I'll pop out.
Just so you know, I'll test anything you want. Just let me know.
Yeah. If you got access to I'll give you my repo. Like I said, I think this is all perfectly legal. So in my Terror repo, so that's terrorskins.ca/repo. Once you load that in, go to programs, load on the Terror Wizard, and there'll be 3 builds in there. I will say though, just as a warning, disclaimer, the Real Steel build is a 2-step process. I think the custom intro I put on that skin is giving Plex a little bit of grief. So when you install that build, it's going to come up in Estuary and do all that same stuff. And once it's all done loading, if you go down to favorites, I left a shortcut to skins, and then just select the favorites and then select skins and then select Real Steel, and then it'll all come up. But I got to fix that. But just as a workaround for now, that's what it does. But the other 2 builds should load just fine with, just load them up, authorize, and away you go.
Nice. Yeah,
this is what I did with Real Steel for it. So, they're not real custom themes or anything. They're basically my skins with some new backgrounds and some different colors set up, maybe a little different. So it's got all the exact same shortcuts. It's just looks a little different, right? And this one obviously has the flip menu, right? For your sub menu. And then the last one I got out there is the Aeon Terror one. And it's the vertical menu type. Same shortcuts and everything. And then tomorrow over on Ken's channel, I think at 2:00 Eastern Standard Time, we're gonna make one of these Plex builds right from scratch, and we're basically gonna make an MS7 Plex build, and I'll probably throw that in my wizard too when we're done. But basically, I told Ken, you tell me the shortcuts you want and what you want to do with it, and we're gonna make them right from scratch, a complete Plex build, and it should be a good show.
Yeah,
we'll learn more about it.
Sweet. Well, we got 2 new people that jumped in here, Frito and Peanut Butter. I'm not. Do I know either one of those? I know Frito.
Mr. Peanut Butter could be Mod Deb, but I'm not sure. That's a different icon.
All right. Well, cool. Welcome to the show. If you guys feel froggy to talk. Let's see. Rick says, hold on a second. I would like to stream movies from my PC to my TV on the same Wi-Fi network. I have a Fire Stick, a VLC player. Can this be done streaming, not messing around with external drives? Yeah. If you share, you'd have to share the drive, whatever drive that you have these movies on. You make sure that you share it inside your network. If it's shared, then you should be able to pull it up. Can't figure out who's. I'm not sure if it's Frito that's bumping his microphone or her microphone. So yeah, that you can do that by doing it on your PC. I know that back in the day on my old Xbox, I used to share the drive on my computer, and I could watch anything that was on that drive. I could pull it up, and there was sometimes a little trickiness to making sure you shared the drive and that it was publicly or available on your network. Was sometimes a pain with the permissions. That was the only issue I ever had. But once you have the permissions right, you should be able to see that drive. What about you? You guys ever done that? Yeah. Blue, they want to know what you're opening because it looks like it's exciting.
It's really not. If anything, it's the opposite of opening up something. Our back room is full of boxes because I tend to, it sounds weird, not a hoarder, but I do keep boxes of stuff I buy just in the event that it breaks. But we've had this shit for so long, I'm breaking them down now.
As long as none of the boxes are going.
No, because I recycle.
Oh yeah, recycle. Save the planet.
Yep.
Matrix.
I did have one more thing I
Yeah,
should
bud.
say about
Yeah.
that PKC add-on. What I found was if you load that add-on in and sync your Plex with it, and then you load in the tracked add-on and sync with that, it syncs them both together.
Nice.
Yeah, so you know, if you're watching stuff on tracked and it's not coming through to your Plex, right? Some people don't have that plug-in for it. If you do it this way, it'll automatically sync all that data, all your watch status and everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll definitely be watching Ken's video. I'll watch that next week, or well, after the weekend's over. Let's see. Robert Plant, I'm trying to share my girlfriend with my wife. Any suggestions? Hey, I saw a comedian yesterday, and Bo, if any of you guys follow Bo knows, he's been on my show a couple times. I've been on his show a few times. On Thursday night, he did a comedy show because his brother is a comedian, I believe, and they live in Las Vegas, and they have access to a lot of comedians. And they had a live comedy show via StreamYard and had different comedians on there, and it was really good and funny how they were how each of them had like their own little set that they got to talk. So it was really neat. I would highly suggest. I know he's had a couple of them before. I did not watch the ones before, but I watched the one last night, and it was quite funny. So yeah, that was kind of a neat thing. Alban says she's a hoarder.
No, I think we all know who the actual hoarder is here, Alban. Mr. 30 Ks or 30 terabytes of stuff.
Oh, Alban, I forgot about that. 30 terabytes of stuff, and he can't get rid of it. Remember the music. I've only got 60,000 gigabytes of music, and I can't delete any of the songs. I forgot about that. It's like, no, you can't. He's like, no, I need all of that music. Oh, I forgot. Thanks, hon. I forgot about that. And we called, yeah, because we were saying he was a hoarder. I forgot about that. It was only 2 days ago. Because it doesn't feel like it's been longer. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Maybe it's the beer. So I just feel like it's been a long time. But you guys, our show Wednesday night was the kickoff of our Pop Player Pass. And it went long as Dab's shows normally do. But it wasn't because Dab's talking a lot. Between having a panel of 5 people, because Alban joined the channel, or joined the panel, it was a lot of discussion. I mean, it was a lot of discussion that we were able to discuss about these movies. And it was really weird how we didn't just browse and say, I would like that movie. I mean, every single person on the panel could really be detailed about what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it, in a lot of detail. And that was neat. So Andrew sent me a clip, and he made a clip of just our thoughts on Jojo Rabbit, and it was 18 minutes long. Now, anybody that watched my show knows that we talked for 1 hour and 15 minutes about Jojo Rabbit. but he edited it so that it was just us talk about it, and I think I'm going to upload it to YouTube as a micro version of our review of that movie, and then I could do the same thing with Higher Learning. So if you're a person that doesn't want to watch the whole show, but why wouldn't you? But if you want to just watch it and find out what we thought for that 20 minutes, you get the 5 people's thoughts on it. And but if you want, I will put a link in it. Then you can also watch the whole show, because we go political. We talk about a lot of stuff. I mean, it wasn't a matter of just, hey, I like the movie. No, I mean, every one of us had reasons why we didn't like the movie or why we liked the movie. And, I was the only one that didn't like Higher Learning. I didn't like Higher Learning. Everybody else liked it. But to me, it was just all right. I mean, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it. So, but we all talk about it next week, next Wednesday. So before I forget, The Gentleman is that we have to watch, and The Faculty is the other movie we have to watch. So please watch those movies this week, The Gentleman and The Faculty, and join us 5:00 Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, and we'll talk about it. And hopefully we keep it a little shorter. I'd like for it to be a little bit shorter than, what did it, babe? It had to be 2.5 hours long. Yeah, it was a long one. So what's up, peanut butter? Peanut butter, Telly time. Peanut. All right. So one of the things, I'm sorry, go ahead, peanut butter. We hear you now.
Who, what?
Yeah, what's up? There's trouble in the room. So how you doing on this lockdown?
Who, what?
Are you an essential worker? 'Cause you would be an essential worker, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'm just chilling at work.
Oh, yeah.
Working.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you're an essential worker, so you got to go. So, yeah, nothing really changes for you. Like some of us, is like, they're all like, oh, this lockdown's driving me crazy. No, yeah, it's driving me crazy because I got to deal with people, but I'm still going to work every day. So,
yeah, I started out working from home, and now I'm back working in the office for the past 2 weeks. So,
well, and I will say, we've talked about it. I know that in the States, you're getting $600 extra if you're getting unemployment. Yeah. And the thing about that is, though, pay attention to tax time, because most likely you probably set it up to where your money's not being taxed, and Uncle Sam will get his money come the end of the year, folks. So,
oh yeah, I've been telling everybody, whether you're still working or not, and you're doing the unemployment gig, on your W-4s for work with your employer, set it up so you're taking out an extra 5 state and an extra 5 federal. On top of, if you already have extra taken out, that's great, but up it $5. And if you're not going back to work, and if you don't get back to work until like in June or into June, I'd up it $10 pay period.
Easily.
That will help pay back in advance what they're going to hit you for next January.
They will. That's the thing, people. You guys, if you're getting unemployment and you're thinking, "Hey, I'm Fat City because I got my the $600 plus your unemployment," and you're living Fat City, believe me, that's coming back. It's coming back on you. And when you file your taxes, and you're going to be like, "Well, normally I break even, or normally I get back $200 or $300," and you find out come next year when you file your taxes, all of a sudden now you owe $1,200 or $1,500.
Oh, it's going to be even more, because that's the check people have already been getting. That's an advancement on next year's. That's why I'm telling people to do this.
Yeah. Okay. So, I have to interrupt for 1 second to say, look what I found, and I have no idea whose they are. Shit kickers.
Those ain't mine. Those are
they have the tag on still.
Are they your size?
No, they're not mine. I don't know who Joan, I guess.
They've
never been worn.
They're ugly.
They're ugly.
They're ugly. Hey, Griff, thanks for joining on the side chat. It's not the butcher show. It's the accountant show. Hey, I'm just here to help people, folks, because I'm telling y'all. Monique, thanks for joining the show. Jim, Blind's Eye, thanks for y'all joining. Milton, thanks for joining the show, is because I'm telling you, people thinking, oh, this is good. I'm at home, this and that. The kids drive me crazy. Yeah, you think it's driving you crazy. Wait till you file your taxes and you find out how much you owe. That's why I'm not really bothered because I'm still working. So I'm still getting all my money taken out by the government.
Yeah, but if you got a check earlier or going to be getting one, then you're still going to have that advancement taken back out next year.
Well, okay.
So,
yeah. Well, if you get $1,200, that's $100 a month.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I'm a person. I come pretty close to breaking even on my taxes. So yeah, I'll need to kick it up a little bit. So. All right. Well, Jim says he's still working. So, yeah. Hey, props out to all the people that are still hanging in there, working along. And, I know that there's a lot of people doing that. So, one of the things, I don't know if you guys watched or you guys following the stream and stuff, Nitro TV is down. I want to say we talked about all these big IPTV services that are big and known and popular. And they go down one after another. And here we go. Nitro went down. And I know that there was talk 2 weeks ago that they were being sued. And then a few videos were made about, no, you can trust them. They're not down. They're still running. Go ahead and talk to your reseller. There was all that kind of discussions. Well, guess what? Now this week they're done. So, hopefully people didn't pay for a year. But as it looks, Nitro's done it because if you're being sued by whoever, Paramount, Disney, MGM, whatever, you're not going to keep it up. The site's not going to stay up. So if they're being sued, they're done. So if you have Nitro TV, pretty much count that done. So hopefully people can sort that out. But yeah, I saw that this week that it was actually confirmed. Which I had strong. Once I saw the first post, I felt like they were leaving. Hey, Robert Plant wants to know, Blue, what flavor of vape do you do? Since you're over there vaping away.
It's usually some kind of custardy vanilla. So it's like eating cake without eating cake.
I do spearmint.
All right. Let's see. Chris asked me, he installed the DAX build. Nice, bro. Small, no frills, which that's what I was looking for. Do I have another with widgets? No.
Widgets.
No widgets. I will update DAX to add a couple add-ons, remove one, add one kind of thing. But I mean, to me, I've had Dr. Inferno who did a great job on that. The auto widgets, swapping it out to make it look like Netflix. And a lot of people like that. And I think it's a great idea, but it's just not something that I would use on my setup. And I hope that's not talking out both sides of my face. It's just not something that I do. I know there is a lot of people that would use widgets, but for me, it's just when on my setups, I want just boom, go and it opens. That's what I want. So I won't add one with widgets, but widgets are not hard. If you watch some of our videos where we added it, if you got my build and you're like, I want widgets. If you go back and look at the show when I had him on there, it's not hard. I mean, you could set that up and you could set it up in a couple minutes and be done. So, and if that works for you, fine, works for you. I don't knock anybody that likes something different than me. I think that's the great thing about the platform that we're all using is you can customize it to fit your taste, your preference, what you think is beautiful. The next person will say that looks ugly, looks like garbage. So, yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah. I don't knock what anybody likes unless it's TK and it involves widgets. And by that, I mean all together.
Alone.
Yeah, and by that, I mean all together. TK and widgets together.
I am the widget master.
Our Blind's Eye said that he used all widgets. It didn't slow nothing down. I think also with that, with the auto widget, one of the things I did notice, it depends on where you're pulling the data from, where you're pointing it to. I noticed that some add-ons slow down depending on where you're pointing. If you're pointing to certain add-ons, it does slow down more than if you point to other things. So I think it's an experiment. I haven't experimented enough to be able to say this slows it down, this makes it fine. But I would say there's a difference between certain things loading and their response time.
It is, and it's entirely the add-on itself. Just like you said, the add-on or where you're pointed. Library stuff will load pretty quick. Cody Plex Connect, it'll load pretty much instant.
I do find it's affected by the skin as well, though.
Yeah, and the main reason is just like everything else. That widget is close to just like you're going into the add-on. So if you have an add-on that takes a few moments to load a menu, and you have that menu set as a widget, it's going to take that plus at least a few more seconds for that widget to load, just like you were going into that add-on. So
yeah, it's true. So those are things to take in consider when you're doing that kind of stuff. And some people don't mind a few extra seconds or a little bit on the time to load. Again, that's just
the only thing that I don't like is that because it is rotating widgets, is that every single time I load it, I've got to wait again every time. Like, I mean, normally it's like once you have stuff in your library, for example, it's there, and then it's only new stuff that gets added. But because it's got to go to the internet and look for the most popular or the trending or whatever, it refreshes every single time. So sometimes I'm sitting here. It feels like 5 minutes sometimes.
Yeah. Well, and I do know that he did add where you could do the timer. So if you have it as a shorter time or a long time, if you're a person that doesn't want the widgets to change every 30 minutes.
Well, it's not even just auto widget. It's just widgets in general.
Okay. Yeah.
From like, tracked popular or whatever. So every time your build loads, like your Cody loads, it goes looking again.
Yeah, it's got to go to tracked. Hey, what's your popular? Let me get all the metadata.
Yeah, you don't mind that. Great.
Yeah. And so it's all in what works for you. All right, Griff, I know my cables, I've been waiting for you to be on the show, and my cables are getting a little out of control. I do admit. Some of the cables down low are actually because on my previous Hangout or StreamYard, I was showing them my Raspberry Pi and I was showing them my retro setup. And I got Ken and the Technology King. I was talking them into buying a retro Pi so they could play some retro games because I was showing them my setup and had it going. So yeah, it's a little bit out of control. I'll try to tighten up there, bud. Or hey, Griff, come on over and fix that shit for me. I don't got time for all that.
Pick you up some Velcro wire ties.
Yeah, I need that. But some of the wires, it's just the way that they are. I need to tighten them up, and I get lazy because I added a couple wires in there a few weeks back, and I just haven't went back and re-tidied up.
Oh, I understand. That's the way my desk is right now, where I've been having to move stuff for work and everything else.
Yeah. Mandy's joined in the chat on the side. Oh, Mandy. Looking through here. Auburn. If you have a lot of stuff in tracked, will it add to slow down? It depends on what you're pointing to in tracked. Because it depends on what you're pointing. The biggest thing with tracked is how long the list is. So, all right. So I'm gonna give you an example. So
especially if you load like 100 TV shows, because it's looking for new episodes. So it takes a while to go through them all.
Right. Because Dabs has a reality folder. So or a list. It's got every reality show. But then in the reality show, I also make subcategories. Like I have one that says 49th state, which is all Alaska shows. So anything in Alaska would be that list. And then I break it down. So you have the whole reality show, but then you have small lists. Those small lists load pretty quick. But when I point to the reality show, that list, that's 200 and some odd shows. And it loads and it loads and it loads and it loads because it's grabbing all that information. That takes time. So you just have to be smart about what you put in there and don't make it a big list. I remember TMDB. Remember the top 250 TMDB back in when we had Bob? That was one of the lists. Let's have a top 250 IMDb top 250. It's a great idea. The problem with that is when it tries to pull the metadata for even if it's 100 shows, because 100 and then it loads the next. That's a lot of metadata and thumb images and and if you got the worse your internet is, the worse the whole experience is. So, hey, AA, what's up, AA? PC Paul out. Look at Andrew jumped in here. What's up, Andrew? Oh, you still at work? Stay safe, bud. Keep your mask on. Russell, how you doing? So yeah, that's so what do you got going on, peanut butter? Peanut butter.
Oh, stuff and things.
Okay, that's cool. Hey, I don't mind vague. That's cool.
I'm hopefully here soon we'll get back to finishing it. We just got other stuff going on. But TK and me are working on a fork of Eminence for Cody 18. A lot of bug fixes done to it, some reorganization and stuff. Layout, nothing really going on with layout changes, but mainly dealing with the features and bug fixes and giving it a standard or plain media center style look. We're not going over the top with it.
Okay.
And part of the main reason is, and it's just kind of ironic considering recent things, is we really like the way it integrates the library into the skin. So it has widgets, then it has hubs, which are it's kind of the medium between a widget and an add-on. It gives it more of an add-on look for anything, but it's not a widget. So when you click on it, the screen changes, it goes into it, and it looks kind of like you're going through an add-on, and you could be, but it could even be the library or other things, and it shows up just similar like the add-on. So it gives you like kind of another view and another way to get to the data, and it look really, really sharp. Personally, I like it. Of course, I like simplistic anyway, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be something different, and I'll probably end up doing a build myself with it, with Plex Cody Connect on it, and tracked, and I may even use it to bring back my Doom build, but only use PKC in it instead of Arrakis.
Nice. Well, that was one of the things I want to say. When did Arctic Zypher did the hubs? Because I want to say with Blue's last build, if I'm not mistaken, it had the hubs. I remember because when I was poking around trying to change some of the stuff she did, it had hubs as well as widgets.
Yeah.
So that was new to me, and I messed with it just for like an hour or two, and then I was like, okay, because I just, it was neat, but I wasn't something I was going to use. So I was like, all right. So
yeah,
that'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, with this one, it's simplistic, but it's different than Eminence because it's more square or more direct, 90-degree corners, things like that. Like I said, I'm just kind of shooting for a standard like HTPC type interface, something like that, where it concentrates on the media rather than everything around it.
Okay.
So it's kind of straightforward, plain, standard colors, grays, blues, orange, like that. And so it'll be kind of neat. It'll be kind of neat. I like it so far.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to checking that out, and I'll be interested to see how that plays out. I'm excited. Let's see. I see Andrew said he drank too much on Wednesday, and I have to admit, and so did Blue, because she, yeah, we had to. I know that her and I talked about having too many drinks on Wednesday night when we had the show, and it went 4.5 hours, or 2.5 hours, or 3 hours, and then plus the after show. And at the end of that, I had to work on Thursday, and yeah, a little bit of regret on that part of why did I have that much to drink. And we were having a good time. I mean, I didn't get hammered, but it's just too many. It's too much stuff. And the next day, like I had like a 11-hour day to work on Thursday, and that first couple hours was difficult, but I pushed through it, and it got better. But I was like, oh, why did I do that? Oh, that's wasn't smart. So yeah, it definitely have to be smart about what I do and how I do it. Yeah, it's not worth it. Hey, Kenneth, we were talking about Kenneth earlier. So Kenneth, you're welcome to jump on the show. And I posted the link in there. Anybody that wants to jump on is able to jump on. The Shark says, I've tried some hub stuff, been testing it for a week now. So yeah, I've seen some of the features of the hub, and I've not used it enough to wrap my brain around it.
Mm-hmm. Well, the nice thing is, and I don't know about Arctic, but the nice thing about Eminent is you can edit the layout or the content for the hub as far as the side menus and all.
Mhm.
So you can actually even adjust that. So it either ties in directly with the library or something else based on what you're putting in that hub. So that's something that I really like about it.
Yeah, it's almost like another menu, because when you jump into that, it opens up other stuff.
Correct. Yep.
So
That's why I like it. And the look of it, it's a different look or different view as well. So you can even point an add-on to it or certain menus of add-ons and completely build out a completely different view for all the add-ons.
So it's like a sub menu of a sub menu. It can take you from one, even though it's the hub, and then the hub can take you to other places. It's interesting how they have it laid. Like I said, I messed around with it for just a few hours, just trying to tweak what she had to say. All right, let me try to put some of my stuff in here. And I thought, well, that's a neat idea, but it wasn't enough to hold my attention, because I was like, I still prefer my regular skin, the few add-ons I have, and just go with it. So,
another nice thing that I'm liking about it, and it's going to also have customizations in it for Plex and PKC official add-ons. In other words, when it loads certain screens of them, ones that have their own XML files in the add-ons, it's going to show ones that match the skin instead of the ones that are built into the add-ons. And that's done without having to fork the add-on. That's actually something done through the skin to override what the add-on does. So it doesn't change the way it works or what it does, but it does allow it to look the same as the skin, which means if someone does a build, they can customize it for all their colors and all that.
Wow, you guys gonna knock? You guys releasing that next week?
I don't know when we're doing this one.
No,
we still got a few small things to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's like you'll get these projects, and you're like, I'm working on that. Well, but it's on the list. It's maybe not the top of the list. It's on the list. So yeah, definitely look forward to checking that out. I can't wait for y'all to release it. That sounds. I mean, it's so neat to do like the skin work and see some like Terror. Some of your skins. I'm so close, because I need to update Dax, and I'm like, all right, so I have those other two that were done on completely different skins. I'm thinking, I should maybe try one of those Terror skins, because I love that tri view that you got going on, that with a three-dimensional look. And I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. But the problem is when you start working on something like that, you say, oh, I'll knock this out today. I'll have this done. I'm not using many add-ons. I'm not using many things. I'll have this done today. And next thing you know, it takes more than a day. And it takes more than a few days and a week. And you're like, wait, this was supposed to be a quick job. What the hell? And so that's why I found in my time now, I don't jump into nothing until I'm willing to commit to a week long of project, because the thing I think is going to be a couple hours is going to be longer than a couple hours. It's just for me, that's how it's going to be. It's going to be
a couple
days.
What you want to do, man. If you just want to change some colors and change some backgrounds, you can do it in an hour.
Yeah, but once you change one, then
something that nobody else has got, or make it do something special, you could be months.
Yeah, but if you do something and you're like, oh, let me change this too. Oh, let me go into the textures folder. I need to change some of those textures. I don't want those textures. And then you can't find the right one. And then you're changing this. Oh, let me resize that. You have to resize, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, that's just quick. I'll just drop that in the textures folder. Oh, that doesn't fit quite right. Well, let me go edit it. Let me go into Photoshop. I'm going to put some glare to it. And you've spent an hour with one texture folder to make it look a certain way. That's just going to be dropped in there. That's going to be a window background of a window that nobody's really going to notice but you. It just
OCD.
It just. So I have learned at my age that I don't commit to that unless I'm planning on doing that. So sometimes I may be a little bit lazy and saying, I'll pass on that because I know it's not a quick job. This is going to be a job that I'm going to spend days and days on. So I don't want to spend days and days. So let's see. All right. So one of the things I was going to show on this is what's been updated in Shadow. I try to do that each week. It shows what's been added to Shadow each week because any of you guys that have been following Shadow, I did a video on that earlier this week. Cody Apps added it to their group and this and that, and I did a video because it was known, but it wasn't a very big known add-on. So I wanted to do a video on it, and I did it. And so I try to show each week on here what's changed, because any of you guys that are in his chat group in that room, there's only 2 to 3 updates a day. Now they're probably not today and tomorrow, but you watch. Come Sunday, Monday, we'll be back to the 2 a day. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Well, let me open up this first before I get going. And because I released a video today on Tracked, integrating Tracked to Shadow, how to do that, what's the difference, how that works, and what the benefits are. Because there's a lot of people that are they whatever add-on they're using, better use Tracked. And if Tracked doesn't work, they're going to be complaining. So I wanted to show how Shadow works with Tracked, some of the features that he's put in there, and I showed that earlier today. So if there's a video, that's what it's up there. It says I named it Dabs Must Haves, and it's Shadow plus Tracked. And so if you're not a Tracked user, you may not even care. But if you're a Tracked user, you may want to check that out. Let's see. I'm going to try something. I'm going to try to share just my Cody. And you guys let me know if I'm able to see just my Cody.
What do you mean, like full screen?
Well, it should be in the side. Can you see my Cody screen now?
Yeah, with us on the side. It's not.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind that. But Firefox, I use Firefox on a regular, and you can't do that. It's for me, Firefox would not let me open this. So Chrome with StreamYard is giving me more options. So I'd rather be this way than I could just share this without sharing you don't have to see my cluttered up desktop, and you're like, oh, Dabs, your desktop looks as bad as all your wires at your TV. Way to go, Griff. So let's see. Let me go through and let's go to the changelog. That's probably the easiest place to go. So I'm going to go down here, and I want to say last week we were probably somewhere around at this 1.4. Some bug fixes, added the log. That was one of the things I want to show about the log too before we go up out here, because there is a feature in here that you do see in some of the add-ons that actually allows you to upload a log. And that's when you're a developer, sometimes that can really be helpful. Some bugs are easy to squash and they're easy to figure out. Some you need a log to see if it's an interference with something else. So he did add that to the menu. Some glitch fixes to syncing the tracked menu. He's been working on this resume watching, and this has been I know that some add-ons I've seen it in the past that have issues with resuming of tracked, and he's done numerous fixes for that. So hopefully that's all sorted out. I know that I have seen where it's listed on it pretty well. Tracked world, he's added tracked world in here, more categories to tracked world. I will show that. Unrelated scorpion was marked, moved. Again, another resume point for that. Override for DB, so the database. So people were complaining that if you watch something on Tracked, that it wasn't updating to the database for Shadow, and he added a feature to where you can overwrite the what's already on there, so you can get the latest information, for lack of a better term. It basically updates. Fix populating, Tracked. How many people are watching? I'll show that. fix the sync button in Tract because there was a verbiage issue in there. There was a issue with some looping. He fixed that. Up next, I know there was some issues about up next. If you got to the end of up next and there wasn't a link, let's say that the show didn't have a next episode or there wasn't no links, it would kind of crash. So we did some more fixes so that you wouldn't have that issue. So that's looking. And if you're a person like me, and I always look at change logs, and you can find it in the Cody folder, but he puts it on here. I know some other add-ons will put it on looking at the log, what's new, change logs, whatever, release info, they'll post it different ways. So what did I say? I want to check out the log first. So we go to general, and this is the button for syncing your database. So it'll sync the shadow database with Tract, because some people complained that it wasn't. So you're able to, and that goes into the series tracker, and I'll show that. And here's where you upload a log. So let's say I'm having issues, I'm having bug issues, I can click that. Here we go. Do I want to upload the log? I'm going to say yes. It's building the file, sending it. Then it gives me the QRL and our QR code. And it also gives me the URL. So if I copy, and it's actually been, you can see link has been copied to my clipboard. So since I'm on a PC, I actually could copy that over directly to a room on a PC. If you're on a Android device, you would have to write down this URL. The main thing is this number at the end. But that's a simple way of uploading a log, and a developer can take a look at that and see if it's something in his code, or if it's at a website that's not calling back. Is it an issue with another add-on that's causing that problem? Because sometimes that is an issue. Sometimes there's other add-ons that are causing a conflict. So let's go into Tract World, and I talked about this in the video today. Tract World is separate from Tract, and what I mean by that is that you're able to access Tract lists without having a Tract account. So normally you'd have to sign into Tract to be able to see these lists. This add-on with this place, you're able to go to get this list without installing Tract. And here are some trending, or here are some different lists, numerous lists that people may want to, you may find, hey, this latest 4K. And I mentioned this earlier today in the video. This is the person that uploaded this list on Tract. And what they did is they created this list and they made it public so anybody can do it or can look at it. Same thing with it way off did this sci-fi thing. Shut up and watch. What the hell is shut up and watch? I'm curious now. 76. All right, I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna stop it so I don't get all the art. I wonder why he calls it shut up and watch. Well, sometimes you can figure out why they said it, with the name. So that is that aspect. I know one of the things, let me look at the menu here. I know they passed last week. He had to do some issues with, or he had issues with playing a trailer. Did some fixes for that. Tract Manager, I showed that today, how I can go right into my Tract account and I can add this or remove it. So if I want to add it to my collection list, click, boom, ready to go. So I'm able to add that one particular show or movie to that list. The only issue that I found, and I mentioned it to him today and he'll fix it, is when I click this and go to channel, if I create a new list, there was an error. Now it created the list, but it wouldn't put the movie, or wouldn't put the movie into that list, if that makes sense. It would create the folder or the list, but it just wouldn't do it. Let me see something. Let me try something. All right. So it looks to me like it because I made that list, that test, I made that list earlier and it errored when I tried to add a show. But now, since the list was already made, it added it just fine. And let me back up. So let's go to my Tract out because I've signed into it already. My lists, there should be test, new list. That's what I had on. Extraction in here. Yep, there you go. So you're able to add on the fly, as well as let's say I'm done watching that show. I want to get rid of that. You can go into it and go, where's my test? Or no, what did I call it? Add new list. Remove it. Gone. So now it's gone from that list. So you're just able to add and remove from tracked and stuff like that. Let's see. What else is in here that I forgot? We talked about the last played link, which is really neat. If you're wanting to watch a certain link, it'll actually pull that link right back up. Resume watching. All right, let me go into TV series. And I talked about this a couple times with a series tracker, which this tracks what I'm watching through this add-on and on this device. And I've said this in the videos before. If I'm watching something in series, if series tracker is watching it or paying attention to and making note that, hey, I watched, I don't know, the Tiger King, and I watched the Tiger King on this device, it's not going to remember that on another device unless I link it with tracked, and then tracked updates it. And then if I go to watch it on a device, I download an update from tracked. Does that make sense? I would, to get that information. But yeah, you got the series tracker, which I really enjoy this. Even if you don't have a tracked account, series tracker will basically pay attention to what you've been watching and help you to stay current on whatever shows you've been watching. So, and here's one of the buttons he added was sync with tracked, which would overwrite the, I'm not sure if it overwrites, I'm guessing that it overwrites what you've watched here onto your tracked, or is it from tracked down to here, but syncs them. I got to do more experiments with that. I don't know. Do any of you guys know? Crickets.
I haven't played enough with it.
I know. It's all
You
good.
know, I haven't. I don't know if I've seen even the updated version with that. So you know, I've used it before. Usually, if I'm missing something in my Plex,
Yep.
I'll pop in there and just see if I can find it through there, get it on my RD, and then download it from RD.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But it's. I don't think he had like the add-ons changed quite a bit since I last seen it.
Yeah, it changes. It changes on a daily basis. I did like the this advanced selection, advanced context selection, and I haven't only had 2 beers. And look at, I can't even talk. And this is and I showed this when I did the video earlier. Let's say 2019. I'm going to make it so it's current. So the parameters that I'm basically saying is 2019 to 2020. So, and I want horror, the horror, and for Griff documentaries. And so let's do a search. And so what it's going to do is pull any horror or documentaries, which is a great mixture of anything that was from 2019 to 2020. And I'm not sure what order it puts it in, because this is a W 2019. Because it used to, I thought it did it by like the year, like say 2019 would be first, but this is a mixture. But it's not in alphabetical order. Let's see, but these are all horror movies though. And those are all horrors. Horror. All right, so it's got 27. Some of these, they said they're documentaries and horrors. How is
You're just like saying horror.
Horror. I said a horror. How? Look at Wrinkles of a Clown. Horror. That's a horror. That's my Boston accent right there. See, I told you I can be any accent. 27. So yeah, only 27 results. So neat little feature if you're wanting to binge watch and you don't know what you want to watch. Oh, I know one of the things, and I showed it on the video today, which I thought was a neat little feature. Let's take a look here. Let's find what's a real popular movie right now that everyone's watching, you think? What about this Parasites? Even though let's go to Birds of Prey. Let's click that. A little search. Not wanting to run smooth since I'm doing a live show. Oh, wait, it didn't do it. Or is nobody watching? No, it didn't pull up the information. It normally pulls up the information over here. Hold on a second. Let me try another one. I did it earlier on my video. Oh, there you go. All right. So right now, and if I'm not mistaken, he linked this to TMDB. It shows you how many people are watching this movie right now. 25 people. Shows you how many watchers, how many times it's been played, and how many votes it's had. And you also see how many links and how many are cached. But I thought this was neat with how many people are watching right now. So you would know, hey, am I the only one watching this movie, or is other people watching it? And again, it's only what's being recorded. If I remember right, he said TMDB. Oh, and I changed my background. I showed somebody how to change a background on my build. That was another big feature today. Big excitement right there. Okay, so Louise asked, what is the URL for Shadow? I will give it a couple things. All right, JJ Cord Cutter posts in there. Yes, you can join the Telegram group, and you can join that way. And that's the easiest way to get it is through the Telegram group. Also, if you watch the first video that I made for this, for the Shadow, which said fastest add-on out there or something, I can't remember what I named it. I post in there the magnetic repo has it, the crew repo has it, the diamond build repo has it. And the reason why is the developer of this add-on did not put this in his own repo. He does not have a repo. What he did is he's created the zip file and put it out there for anybody to put it in their repo, for anybody to use, for anybody to fork it off, for anybody else to use and do what they want with it. He says he's basically made it public, so anybody can do whatever they want. So that's why it's not like where most add-ons are in an official repo. His is not, because he don't have an official repo. He just puts the zip out there. You guys do what you want with it. It's public. And again, oh, well, that's a good, let me show that one aspect there. I think Blindside's got a good point there. Hold on a second. I'm going to show, okay, so that's that. The one-click feature, in some people love a one-click feature. I'm not a one-click feature unless it's TV. I'm going to go to the settings, and you're able to do some different changes in here. I'm not going to worry about that. Get over. So I'm going to do one-click play. I'm going to say movies, and I'm going to tell it, I got a 4K TV. I want to see 4K. Whoops. But let's say I'm a snob and I'm only wanting to watch it in 4K. I can do that. I can do TV shows the same way. I can set it to the exact the woman. Now, I would not suggest doing like I'm doing. I'm going to try this as an experiment. So basically I'm telling it I only want 4K. If it's not 4K, I'm assuming it's not going to play. We're going to do this live and see what happens. Whatever. So you got to make sure to hit OK, folks, when you close that. If you don't hit OK, it doesn't save your settings. Let's go in here. And what I'm going to do, though, I'm going to pick a movie that I'm pretty confident that's in 4K. What did I change? Oh, I clicked something. Ooh, I clicked something too quick. Get off of there. I don't know what it was picking, so I'm going to stop it. Is Star Wars in 4K right now? I don't remember. I know 1917 is in 4K. So let's click that. I know Ferrari is too. So I'm going to click that because I don't. Let's click that. So it's already got a link. Oh, do I want to start it at that part? Sure. 24 minutes in. And there you go. So yeah, I picked it. It picked a 4K. I should have looked to see. What I should have done is paused it so I could see the information. I'm going to start over and then hit pause. And then I'll be able to see information. There you go. Yep, it did. It pulled the 4K. That's the information for it. All right. So, yes, you can set this to pick exactly what you're wanting to do. Again, when you pick exactly a certain, if you pick an exact quality, you're limiting what your options are. If you said, hey, I will watch anything in 1080 or 720, you're going to find a link. If you say I only want 1080 or I only want 4K, then it's possible that you limit your options. So just as an FYI. So you guys see it works. I set it for 4K and it played at 4K. And what was that? 5 seconds maybe that it loaded. So not bad. Not bad at all.
Hey, Butcher.
Yo, bud.
Hey, man. I told my son at 4 o'clock he could have my garage to armor guard his quad fenders. So my shop right now is in the garage. So I'm gonna have to step off. I'll stick
cool.
around in the chat, but it's gonna get too loud for me to talk. So
yeah. Hey, yeah. Once you guys get any of that other stuff done, if you're more than welcome to jump on here and showcase your work, and definitely be following that that Plex thing as well as that skin.
Yeah, man, give it a go. It's something else. I mean, it's the best of both worlds. You get all that nice one-click, no buffer stuff that you get in Plex, except you get the Cody front end, right? You can make it look and put it together the way you like. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
anyway,
nice
thanks for having me on, man.
Hey, thanks for sharing with us, and definitely be looking forward to checking that out.
All right, see you later.
Later, Tara. Blind Eye says, wonder why it'll play 480 when I set the lowest to 720. Sometimes, all right, so Blind Eye, when somebody uploads a movie, TV show, whatever it is, they set it to what they'll say, hey, this is a 480, this is a 720, this is a 10, this is a 4K. Now, they can say that it's a 4K when they upload it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it was a 4K. So sometimes it is the uploader, whoever uploaded it, and we have no idea who that was. Just no way, because this was uploaded to the internet somewhere in the world. So sometimes that can happen, mistagging. A lot of times sites will take those things down if they're mistagged, but not always. It's hard to filter that out and catch everyone that has mistagged something. So you may want to, it just may be a bad luck of the draw if you find something that's tagged incorrectly, because it should look for those certain tags. And if you look now, and I'm pretty sure if you looked at the information that is given in, let me pull up one movie here. Oh, hold on a second. Let me turn off one click. I turn off one click and pull up. I'm gonna pull up the hunt. If you'll see, he's added a lot of information. That was another thing. He added more information to the sources. All right, let me share my screen. Okay, so you can actually see he's added some extra information. You've got, all right, so this is the tag. This would be the scene tag, which means when it was uploaded to the internet, it's called the scene, and there's a certain format that this has to be or is supposed to be, and that's the name when it was released, the bit rate, and then he breaks it down so that people that may not be able to read this can read this. The audio is in DTS, quality is Blu-ray. You can see the codec. Some people complained about certain codecs. They don't want certain codecs. They didn't want HEV. Damn, I can't remember. It was like HEV that people didn't want. It actually shows that this is the group that released it. This ETHD, that is the group that released it. That's why you see their name right here. So it gives more information. I did see an issue sometimes if a release group does it in a funky color, it throws all this information off. If they do it in I want to say like some of this red, see like this red. So I'm wondering if it's this site, Sky 2. It screws up everything because things are not in the right place, because color red was before the name of this movie. So that's why it threw this in the website. And so it throws the whole string in the wrong place because they added a color. And it looks like Sky does it. Looks like Bay does it. So that's a certain scraper that's throwing off that information. So I don't know if he's able to fix that where they're using color codes, because that does throw it off. See here, this tells you that it's italicized, the I. So when you see it, it's italicized. That's why it's all in red here, because of that. So those are color codes that you can use when you make a name on something. So more information, definitely more information when you're looking at some of this stuff. And that was added this week. All right, so we're only an hour and 15 minutes in. If you guys don't have any questions, we'll see where this goes, because that was all I really had this week. I didn't really have a whole lot. I'm glad that Tara jumped on. Oh, there's Blue again. All right, so Judd says X265 is great. Yep. I don't know, and I guess I'm not a snob enough to know the difference between 265 and 264, what the quality. I know that one is smaller than the other. And Blindseye says the one click is purely for his wife. And really, one click is nice. I do one click for my TV shows, and I have it turned off on my movies, because movies I tend to want to look through the list and maybe pick a different link. TV shows, I don't care. I don't care as much with TV, I guess. Oh, JJ, throwing some love to Oh Hey Blue. Okay, can Shadow be added to the Portal add-ons EIM Open Meta? All right, so I have not messed with EIM in a while, but there used to be a setting where you could tell it to clear it. It was in the settings, and you could clear all of the portals, and then it would look to see what you had and repopulate. It's been so long since I tried that. That's how I remember it being done. EIM with Open Meta, Dr. Inferno was on here, and he said that that's basically a project that nobody else is working on. There's nobody else working on that project, so it's a dead add-on unless somebody else jumps in. But that was why he showed us TMDB helper. Thanks, babe. I appreciate the help there. I can't talk. So yeah, he talked about that was kind of an integration of Metallic and EIM.
Sorry, I was muted.
Yeah, I saw.
See somebody asking Shark55. I got a question about Auramod, always asking to download Saren. I've used Auramod quite a bit, and I've never had that issue. So I'm not sure what that is. Like, I'm guessing it keeps asking over and over again.
Well, I'm wondering if it's asking, then that means it's probably tied to a widget. If it's tied to a widget in your build, then it's going to say, I need Saren because it's part of that widget.
No, but it says always asking to download Saren.
Yeah.
Why is Auramod? Oh, maybe just on the initial load.
Maybe, but
I don't know maybe, is that what he means, or does it mean it happens over and over and over again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe he can clarify.
Yeah. Shark, I mean, if it's not part of the build, but it's a widget. So what happens is the skin says, I need this widget from Saren, and it looks in your add-ons and says, you don't have that add-on. And so it'll go and say, I need to download it because I need it for this widget. But if it asks for it over and over every single time, even after you've installed it, I would suggest maybe uninstalling it and reinstalling it, double checking. I would remove the widget that's calling on Saren, because you kind of want to clear all that out, uninstall it, restart Cody so that your cache is cleared out, then install it. I have seen add-ons, and Saren was one of them, where it was like, oh, it's not installed. Well, it was installed, but it's almost like my device wasn't seeing that it was installed. So I've uninstalled it, cleared the cache, reboot Cody, and then I installed it, and then I didn't have any issue. Let's see. Turner says that didn't work.
What didn't work?
The one here where I talked about EIM. Again, that's been a while since I've messed with EIM, and I did not play with EIM in open meta. But I would assume that it's pretty close to EIM, the regular one. You used to be able to go in the settings. Was it that I went in? I'm trying to remember if I went into the settings and cleared it, or if I went into the actual XMLs and cleared it. Yeah, I don't know. I've not messed with EIM. I'll tell you who you probably want to ask on that question. Join the Cellar Door chat. Cellar Door uses EIM a lot. He would be a guy that would be an expert or very knowledgeable in that add-on and using it and putting portals. So extended him joining the Cellar Door group. Turner, if you're in my streaming matters, I'm sure I have a link to Cellar Doors chat, his Telegram group. So that was where I would probably go and ask the question, because honestly, I don't know. I haven't.
So Chris says maybe late to the question: are the resolvers now being managed and updated by a new person? Technically, yes, right?
Yes. Yeah. Was it Jujal?
Resolve URL anyway.
Yeah, Jugal.
Oh Jesus, I don't even know.
Jugal. Jujal. Gujal. I can see the name in my head. I just can't say it. It's like saying specific.
Specific.
That word.
Yeah.
I can't say it.
I know.
So yes, he's maintaining it, and we've talked about that a while back, a few weeks back, Chris. About 3 or 4 weeks ago, we talked about that in the resolvers, and he's updating it. You'll probably see those updates. I actually posted it, and most of your big repos have added his repo or his GitHub, so there should be pulling those updates automatically, so you shouldn't have to worry with that.
Yeah, Chris, it's automatic.
Yeah, as long as you have a repo that is pointed correctly.
It's an official version of it. It's the guys just maintaining it.
Yeah. Dare someone call fork EIM?
He said all widgets to the shark again. All widgets to TMDB helper, and when you play the movie, it pops up to install it. That's friggin' weird. There's a ghost in the machine there.
Yeah, it sounds like something's. I mean, if you've had it, if
it was already installed, but it's popping up again and again to install it when you're trying to use TMDB helper, something's weird there.
Yeah, then it's not in the database folder. It's not in that database file. You know, the XML.
Maybe run it directly from it in the add-ons.
Yeah, because you remember how it has in your database had a number. There's that database file that has all your add-ons in it. So somehow it's not writing that it's officially installed in Cody. Because remember, there's a database folder, and if you delete that, it sees that Cody sees no things are installed on your device.
Enunciate. Redneck, is that a dig at Todd for specific?
Shut up.
He just can't do it. There's it's here and not that he can't enunciate.
Specific.
Like space.
I can say Pacific.
Yes, you can. And you can say Providence instead of province. You're pretty good at that.
Specific. That word.
Specific.
That word, I hate it. I just, to be honest, I just work my way around that word all the time.
Yes, you sure do, honey. And you know what I find is you barely ever use it just to avoid it.
Yep, I do. I will. Remember when I was a little kid, sandwich. I couldn't say sandwich.
Oh, really?
When I was a little kid, sandwich? I don't know. It's just my tongue would twist up on it. So, it is what it is. We all have our flaws. I don't give two shits.
I don't.
Cellar door. It's cellar door. Okay, so you said you put it up. I just put out a video and put it in the blurb for Shadow. in your group. Check it out. Okay, I'll check it out. I will also, like I said, if you go into my links group, if you go to the pinned posts, I have a group. I have a room that has just links, and I'm almost positive Celador is in there. Let me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would be.
Let me take a gander.
I'll be back.
Let me take a gander in here. Or maybe I don't. As I see this group, that group. All right. Well, I don't see his group. I would have sworn that I would have put his group in here, but it does not show. All right. Let me do this. Let me take a look. Because I'm in his group. Let's see. Well, it's got his repo, but I don't have, and I can't invite you to this group because sometimes I can invite people. Yeah, Celador TV group. I'll hit up CDTV and I will post that in our group. And I would suggest just go in there. That's a guy that the reason why I say it, he uses extended info mod all the time. So maybe it's something that I don't understand. So I don't want to. Kenneth, you're welcome. You guys are welcome. I was chatting with the MS7 stream team earlier, just BSing with them. Oh wait, Ed B, did you have? Oh, Ed, wait, Ed, where? Ed, where did you post that? Oh, wait, hold on a second. Hold on, Ed. Let me give you rights to where you can post it because you posted it, but okay. Now hey Ed, try to post it now. I didn't see that you were not set to. You weren't allowed to. So yeah, I would talk in there and see what you can do. See what you can come up with. Sorry, Turner. If I could help, I would. If I don't know, I don't know. There, JJ, thank you. Posting the places where you can find the Shadow add-on. And again, these are not official repos for this add-on. The developer of this add-on just puts it out there and lets anybody post it in their repo. So you're more than happy to post it in the repo. That's why these guys or these people have added it to the repo. So check it out. If not, if you go to the group and you're able to get it, and you'll see he posts quite often. All right, listen. Oh, here, Slappy says, just say his before Pacific. His specific. His specific. That don't work either.
It kind of does. Because you're saying specific in there.
His specific. His specific. No, that doesn't work.
Yeah, you are though.
His specific.
Yeah. Just don't say the heh out loud. Just say it in your mind.
Specific. See, there I did. Specific.
Yeah, very good.
I have to really try that S. So
see, that's all in your head.
That's enough. That's enough of this. We've made fun of Dabs enough, and I ain't scared to make fun of myself. So, and yeah, Turner.
I'm not making fun of you, just so you know.
I don't care. I don't care.
You do care, but I'm not making fun of you.
Yeah, it's one of them things you can't help.
I have a friend who can't, and she can't say statistics.
Statistic. I can say that.
Statistic.
You ever have it where you gotta like in your mind you can spell it out?
Yeah.
But then when you do that, you don't always say it correctly.
That's why you just call it stats.
Yeah, there you go. That's stats. I got the stats for you. He just said it. Yay! Yeah, it's all good. So I don't know. Any other questions? We'll go ahead and roll out. This will be an early show, only an hour and a half. I'm ready to roll out. I got to figure out I haven't even figured out what I'm gonna do about dinner. Dabs has got to eat dinner.
I just had dinner.
I don't even know when I work tomorrow.
You know what I just had for dinner? Fish tacos. They were delicious.
That just doesn't sound good when you
It
say
totally doesn't. It sounds disgusting, but they were delicious. Instead of having chicken in there, you got a piece of fish.
Yeah, it just doesn't. You know, when people say, "Ooh, fish tacos."
Yeah, I know. The first time I heard that, I'm like, ugh, I wasn't going to, but they're delicious.
Look at Silverback says pizza.
Again.
Dabs had pizza yesterday, and I had it for lunch today because I had my leftovers from last night. So, and Redneck, hey, do these people know me? Dab show pizza. Yeah,
that's because you're usually rushing home and then need to grab something. And
yeah, a lot of times it's just easy, or I call Domino's, deliver it here while I'm doing a live show.
Oh, Robert Plant, you don't have anything specific planned for dinner? There, I write it for you, honey.
Yep. Hey, thank you. Hey, it's either we're going to talk about that word or we're going to talk about blue chews. Anybody that knows me. So, so Redneck says pineapple. Pineapple's only when I get it from Domino's. The place that I've gotten where I like the pizza better was at a convenience store that they make the pizza there and acts like the crust and the sauce better. They don't have pineapple. So I just get ham, pepperoni sausage and mushroom. Shark says time to go enjoy the nice weather later. Hey, Shark, enjoy it. I'm looking outside and I'm looking at blue skies and wispy clouds. And I think the temperature today was a balmy 68, 69 degrees Fahrenheit.
It was nice here.
I know there was talking to some guys earlier. I was talking to them and it was raining for them. So, all right. Well, that's all we got going on. Watch next Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern, and we will talk about which two movies?
The Gentleman and the Faculty.
Yep. So please watch it. And I look forward to you guys joining the chat on the side, as well as when I post the links for you guys to join the live chat. You are more than welcome. Alban joined the chat last week. Or Wednesday, he joined the chat.
He's going to be our special guest this week.
Yeah, he's going to be a special guest this week. He's going to jump in there and give us his thoughts. So it's always great to have new people. That's what we were hoping when Blue and I talked about this show, was to have different people hearing those different opinions about some of these movies. I love hearing from different people. And the thing is, coming on the show is scary at first, and you get past that, right, Blue?
Yeah. Well, sort of. I usually drink. That helps me.
Yeah.
I still get nervous.
Yeah. I was just giving her a hard time. I was giving her a hard time because she says she gets nervous almost every show. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't get nervous.
Yeah, you don't. That's because there's not a shy bone in your body, though.
So, yeah, the first time you guys come on the live show, it's a little intimidating. But once you do it, you'll see. And don't turn your camera on. You feel so much safer without your camera on. It's easy.
That is true. 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. When people see you, you feel a little more self-conscious.
Yeah, gotta make sure I'm not picking my nose and not thinking about it.
What am I wearing?
What am I wearing?
Yeah, I always think about what I'm wearing.
I am wearing PJs right now, so I'm not real too concerned about that. I guess.
Look at Dabs is wearing wearing my jeans.
Wow. Way to go, honey.
Hey, don't be a hater, boys. Look at that. Look at that. Not a 6-pack, but maybe a 2-pack. Don't be haters. Don't be a hater.
Oh my God. Put it away.
Look at Alban says my house pants. I didn't have them on today.
Oh my God, I love your house pants.
I wear house pants because I got tired of calling them PJs because that sounded like a little kid. So I thought I'm gonna start calling them house pants.
I'm wearing PJs.
I know. You're a girl. Commando. Redneck. I go commando. I don't go commando. No, it's just too much weight hanging down on my legs. It throws my equilibrium off.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I can't help it. It's an opportunity. So thanks for joining. Blue, do you have anything to finish up with?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Again,
recycle your cardboard, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks for recycling there, Blue. Folks, watch the show on Wednesday, 5 p.m. The Gentleman and the Faculty. Look forward to having everybody on. And we're going to do a better job of trying to keep it under 2 hours for Wednesday's show. We're going to do what we can on that.
Yeah, well, at last it was like a test run there. So
Yeah, we're gonna tweak it. We'll tweak it, but fun conversation. And I can't say that we had a lack of input and conversation and
no,
thought.
because most of you changed your minds halfway through because of other people's opinions.
Yeah, you hear it and
you say, I didn't think of that actually, and yeah.
Great conversation. Great conversation. Hey, I'm gonna say one thing about when we talked one of the things about being in fearful. We talk about Jojo Rabbit, and we were talking about this. And I think that one of the things, and after our conversation for the movie, and I thought about this, is that we saw people hanging from the gallows twice.
Yeah.
And so one of the conversations that we had when AA was on the show is that he also said, well, not a lot of the Germans, very few of the Germans were against the German mindset in the war and this and this and this and this. But also seeing in the movie twice, you see 6 people hanging that are Germans that go against what the Germans were believing. Yeah. So you say that's in one town.
The whole country wasn't bad.
Right.
And a lot of them were just scared that if they spoke out, they'd be hanging.
They'd be hanging. So you couldn't say what you thought if you disagreed with what was going on.
Yeah, no, you would have been killed.
Yeah. So I thought that was something I thought about after the show. I'm like, but they were people hanging twice in that.
And they were Germans.
If you went against them, you didn't have to be a Jew or this or that. You just had to be against them or against their ideals. Yeah. Their ideals were this. You were either with us or against us. And if you're against us, you're hanging.
It's a scary thought. Not being able to voice your own opinion without worried about dying.
Yeah, I mean, think about we're in a time, folks, where we can say whatever we want. Well,
yeah, look at Trump. Go ahead and shoot up some Clorox there.
I told you. I'm hoping people do.
Oh,
and I'm honest.
I honestly, I hope no. I hope not. I put something on Facebook right away yesterday and said, please, for the love of God, do not ingest or inject any kind of.
You know what? That's why you're nice, and I am like, weed out the dumb fucks, because if you're
Maryland Medical, stupid, there's a Maryland Medical whatever on Twitter, and they said they've gotten calls from people asking if it's safe to do. They've actually
if you're that stupid, please don't breed. Please don't vote.
Maybe just shoot the disinfectant right straight into your wiener.
So I am a person that believes weed out the dumbasses, because if you think in your mind, you hear that and you say, I think I'm going to do that. I'm sorry. You're obviously not smart enough to think on your own. So obviously you don't need to be around. And maybe that sounds bad, and I know it does. I'm sorry.
I get it, though.
If you're that stupid and that naive and that you just can't think for yourself, then what other stupid stuff you going to do?
Well, that's the thing is they're not going to last long, obviously. Something else will come along.
Good grief. If that's your thought and you're like, well, I think I'll do that. Okay, do it. Do it.
Yes, because you know what? Sunlight and disinfectants work on, surfaces. They're not meant to go inside the body.
Oh, tell us how you feel. Hey, seriously, I am all about.
If you're going home and shooting up Lysol later, then have fun.
I'm sorry. I am not about protecting people being stupid. Don't let them breed, because I swear to you. Good grief.
Because then you'll have more Tiger Kings out there.
Oh my gosh. And what else? I mean, it's just, when no, do it if that's what sounds good to you. So yeah, hey, maybe you meet less people like me now. They're like, fucking damn Dabs, he's hateful. No, I'm sorry.
No. You're fine, baby.
Yeah, all right, y'all. I appreciate y'all watching. Watch us on Wednesday, 5 p.m., the 2 movies we talked about. I hope that everyone joins in us. We have a good time. Grab a beer or two or a wine or whatever when we watch on Wednesday, and we're just chit-chat about the movies. Tell us what you think about it. Hopefully it won't go as deep as it did last week. We were pretty deep. Those are pretty political movies. So hopefully this movies won't be as political. We'll be a little lighter. So, hey, look. You got something to say, hey, Blue?
I was just going to say, I was wondering if we should do the order of it. Like, you know how by the time I got to, Claire went last, which she wanted to go last, but I'm wondering, pretty much everything gets covered by the other 4 people by the time it gets to you. Maybe the person that picked the movie should go first.
No, that sounds good. I'm fine with that.
And I'll go whenever, I don't care.
I'll go last. I don't mind being last. So watch the movies, y'all, and we will see you on the next one, because streaming matters to us because streaming matters to you. And don't drink your Lysol. Don't drink your bleach.
Please don't.